Let me text my mom. She was asking me about some fights.
Do your thing, babe.
This is the MMA Takes Podcast.
Yes, sir.
With your host, Brian Petrie.
Man, we're live and in charge. And let me tell you something, boys and girls. Trying to get this live sorted with this guy right here. Let me try to find the layout we want. We want even Stevens. We want solos. What do we want here? We want side by sides, big faces. Well, let's just do this right now, right? Because the background's got money, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about fucking money. But what this gentleman to my right, to your left, Christian, the guy with the beard, the better looking guy, what he's had to endure trying to get proper mic, because people have been bagging on him on my end, YouTube comments, Instagram comments. Christian, love the content. Got to fix the audio. Well, guess what? He got kitted out, and we got the audio fixed. Christian, hit him with a little something here, man.
And no more of that computer audio. None of the no computer audio. No computer video. Going big, baby.
That's how we do it. We fixed it. Yes, listen, I know Christian's got a gorgeous voice, and we all want to hear it crystal clear. He's got it crystal clear now. We're crystal clear, and I'm excited to talk this card. I think this card is a fucking banger. And I know that because I am stuck on a few spots, and I'm not very confident in a few spots, which lets me know that those spots are usually going to be pretty good fights. But I think top to bottom, great card. I know it's coming off a huge pay-per-view. A lot of the fight night cards get overlooked on the pay-per-views. But have you listened to the podcast, the pick 'em that I did, Christian?
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. I always do. It's part
so let me run through my picks and you tell me what, just real quick before we get into all the bets. Tell me which ones you agree with, disagree with. Just yes, I'm on your side, I'm against your side, then we'll go back and we'll talk about it. Okay. Main event, Santos Ankalaev. I got Ankalaev. Who do you got?
Ankalaev.
Co-main event, Song versus Marlon. I got Song. Who you got?
Marlon.
Damn! I'll have to come back to that one.
I think I'm the only person in the world.
We'll have to come back to that one. Caceres, Sadiq Yusuf. Who you got?
Sadiq.
Okay. Khalil Roundtree versus Carl Robertson. Who you got?
Robertson.
Okay. Drew Dober versus Terrence McKinney. Who you got?
Dober.
Oh, okay. I got McKinney on that one. Bruno Silva versus Alex Pereira. Who you got?
Silva.
Oh, we'll fight. There's going to be an argument about that one. We'll circle back. That'll probably be the first one we do. Matt Sellensberger versus AJ Fletcher. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Fletcher on this.
Wow. Doggy shot. Okay.
I got tons of dogs this week. I'm not going perfect. That's for sure.
That's the thing is, we'll get into it. JJ Aldridge versus Julian Robertson.
Robertson.
Okay. Javid Basharat versus Trevin Jones.
Trevin Jones.
Oh.
You know how I feel.
Damon Jackson. Damon Jackson versus Camilla Kirk.
The Leech.
Who's that? Is that Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay. I just assumed it was his nickname was receding hairline or something. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Sabina Mazo versus Miranda
Maverick.
Okay. Timbo would have fucking flown from Atlantic City to cut your head off. Cody Brundage versus Dolce Lumagabula.
Brundage.
Okay, nice. Guido Connetti versus Chris Montino.
I haven't picked this one yet, so
it's a dumpster fight. You don't even have to. And then this one, I'm curious. The first fight of the night's gonna be good. Teflon and Chukwi versus Asmat Murazakov.
I think this is gonna be interesting. I got Chukwi here.
Chukwi? Okay. So 2 of my 3 that are in the slime ball, you are against me. So one of us is going to be happy come Saturday night. I need to talk to you about the Bruno Silva Alex Pereira fight. Now listen, Alex Pereira could have been my mortal lock. He could have been, and I've only missed, let's see, I keep a track on my folder of all the things. I've only missed 1 mortal lock this year. So he could have been in it. He's not officially yet, but he could have been in. And you're going against me. You're saying, hey, Brian, your read's dog shit. So tell me why you like Silva so much.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, I'm having a good year too. So,
here we go.
Look, I think it's going to be a banger.
Sure.
I'd have to remember how you broke it down. if you're going to have one of those ridiculous calls, like it's going to go to decision or something like that. Obviously, everybody and their mom is like, yeah, this is going to be a banger. I think it's really hard to trust Alex Pereira. I mean, he's 4-1. I didn't even wiki cap this. I didn't look to see who he's beat. Andres Michailidis, that doesn't mean anything to me.
He's Greek, dude.
I mean, they're setting him up to win these fights, but you can't just set somebody up to win this one. I mean, Pereira hasn't even knocked out all of his 4. He's got 4 wins. Didn't he win a decision or something like that, or get some submission? He might have. Yeah.
Did he submit somebody? Damn, he submitted somebody. He's the fucking total package, Christian.
I'm gonna pull.
I know he fought MMA a while ago, and then he took a break, and he came back and debuted in the LFA and knocked the dude out. Senseless. Yeah, knocked out Thomas Powell with a left hook. And then early in his MMA career, a lot of kickboxing. So his 1 losses. No, he's got all wins by knockout. Marcelo Cruz knockout.
Okay, so he has knocked everybody out.
Yeah, he's knocked everyone out.
How many times Bruno Silva been knocked out? Tell me that.
1 time unofficially on the Ultimate Fighter, Vitor Miranda fucking embarrassed him. Made him look like chump meat.
So I think Pereira is a one-trick pony. There's so much hype behind him. I mean, if Bruno Silva does what he says he's going to do, and he says he's going to kickbox and stand up with him the whole time, he's going to get knocked out in the first round.
Sure.
I believe that. But I also have to believe that if he gets hit, it's funny because Pereira's Glover coaches Pereira, but I almost kind of can see Silva doing that more. Silva is going to be, everywhere but just standing up striking. Like if it scrambles, if it's against the fence, I think Silva has the advantage everywhere.
Okay.
I think there's a ton of tax, like a hype tax on Pereira. I mean, I don't, the line is what it is. I don't mind him being favored, but I could see, this is like a common theme I had when I broke down this card. I said, who has more? Cause I'm like, dang, this is pretty close. I'm like, who has more avenues to victory? Well, Pereira only has one that I see. If he grapples, he's going to gas, and he's not submitting Silva. He can knock him out, but if I think he's going to gas, then I'm probably saying I don't think he can win a decision either. If Silva gets that back and breaks him down, Silva can win all 3 ways, and I think Pereira can only win one.
How many? So you asked me a question. Let me ask you a question. How many submissions does Silva have on his record? Off the top of my head, it's a 0. The guy doesn't submit anybody. He's a black belt like Charles Rose is a black belt. Okay, they just give him out like in your Happy Meals down in Brazil. He's not a real black belt. He said he's going to stand with them. Could have been some gamesmanship. I can see him getting clipped, wanting to clinch a little bit. I don't think he's getting Pereira down. I think Pereira's takedown offense is good. Glover says he's the strongest guy he's ever grappled with. The guy is long, lanky, tall. Those guys are hard to take down.
Gabriel Benitez has the hardest leg kicks. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, Vegas is wise because the only way either of these guys are going to win is by knockout. So Pereira prop knockout is -125. So you get a little bit better of a number than if you bet him straight up. Bruno Silva by knockout, TKO, whatever, is +225. So again, that's not a crazy number, but then you go Pereira by decision +750. I can see a decision happening. Silva's never really been officially knocked out. Vitor Miranda knocked him out, but that was when, listen, Bruno Silva's had a weird career. He's been kicked out of Brazil. He's went to Russia. He's had a weird thing. He got steroids, busted. He's like, there's a lot going on with this guy, but he's got fucking hammers. But man, this is just such a good fight. I can't believe we're split. So I gotta just go, you want to bet.
Yeah, let's bet this one.
Yeah, let's bet. Let's go $1,000
each.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I just bought a new fridge, dude. Let's
just
go.
Just a one unit bet.
That's my units are so fat, dude. Let's go $40.
Okay.
Let's double our normal 20 and go 40 each. I can even go 60 since you got Silva as a dog.
I get to pick the next. You want to bet then?
We'll do 2 you want to bets tonight.
Okay.
Okay. So this one, and we'll go the next one. So $40. But so the props to me, I'm taking Pereira in my slime ball. The props don't really jump out. I can see Pereira winning by decision. You get a 7-1 there. I know I'm sounding a little greedy here. I thought that might have been a little bit higher, maybe 9-10-1. Bruno Silva by decision is 8-1. By submission, 16-1. So if you're on the side of Bruno Silva, going to take Pereira down and submit him, 16-1 of your money's not a bad investment. Now,
I don't
all
think
these lines, by the way, are Caesar Sportsbook because I'm trying to work something right now. No big deal. Can't really talk about it right now. I'm trying to work something. All right, next fight that we went Oppo on. Tafon Nchukwi versus Asmat Razakov. You do not like Contender Series guys, but Tafon is from the Contender Series. So what makes you so confident? He has no finishes in the UFC.
He looked like dog shit in his last fight, but he's looked pretty
slow. Mike
respectable
Rodriguez.
too.
The one thing that scares me about this fight is the cardio, because Tafon has proven I can walk forward through anything. He's like a fucking brick wall, and Morozikov isn't a guy that seems like he can go 3 rounds.
Yeah, so Chukwi's pretty high output for a big guy.
Yeah.
Mirzakhanov, look, okay, so it's funny, because I'm on Bruno Silva. Mirzakhanov had like a 2.5, 3 year USADA suspension.
Mm-hmm.
He's older. I watched the beginning of the weigh-ins. He's the only guy with like a soft body on this entire card.
Yeah.
I'm like, interesting.
It's funny because when you look at his Tapology picture, like the side profile kind of looks like Luke Rockhold. And you're like, oh, this is like a really good looking Russian dude. And then you see him, you're like, dude, you look nothing like that. Yeah, he's had 3 fights canceled out in the UFC. But what he has done in Sambo, what he has done, outside the UFC against some good competition, I mean, I think this kid's the real deal. Now, like I said, he got popped, with something, USADA suspension for something. So was he on that gas? Usually guys, when they come back from USADA, there's 2 things. They look soft, which he did, and they don't really have that gas tank. So he needs to take Tafon out. And I don't know why I'm saying this, because he's in my slime ball, but I still am confident in him. I don't know if he can knock him out. I'm worried about the decision. I think fight goes to the distance, or excuse me, sorry here. I just had it pulled up. So Razakov by decision is plus 300. Again, not as juicy as I wanted. Tafon by decision plus 350. Morozikov by submission is interesting because he does have that Sambo background. He's more of a brawler, he's more of a banger, but he can take you down. He can grab a neck. How many submissions he's got on his record? One submission, arm triangle choke. The guy was 3-11. So I don't know. I said, I'm just gonna take that spot straight up.
I did not like you putting him in your slime ball. I felt bad for the people when you did it. That's so tough.
Hey, dude.
A guy fresh off the Contender Series.
I know.
You can't trust him.
Listen, if he wins, I'm going to look like a hero. But really, honestly, one of the reasons I did it was I didn't really love anyone else. But being honest, this song worries me a little bit because Marlon's so dangerous in the beginning.
Did you put Ankalaev in there?
No, because that's another thing. Because obviously, but he's so big. Like I put Umar last week, and I felt like a dirtbag. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's already slimy. Do I want to add scumbag, to the thing too? I mean, but Ankalaev was up there.
So you got you took
plus
the
256. But the reason I did that is for live bettors like yourself. So if Morozikov shits the bed, you can go, let's reload. Let's add Ankalaev. Let's add Miranda Maverick. Maverick was going to be all week. That's who was going to be my third leg. It was going to be Pereira, Sadiq, Maverick. But Maverick, she's 0-2 in her past couple.
She beat Missy Barber, though.
Right. And then, she looked like dog shit against Aaron Blanchard, who's a fucking stud. Sabina Mazo is not a stud. Not very good. But she scared me off. You know what I mean? She scared me off. But, I gave the people Morozikov. And when he wins, I expect a formal apology from you. I expect you to shave your head and donate that hair to charity because someone's going to need that luscious locks.
I found out that it's actually a little bit. So they measure the thickness of your hair. So it's like you have to put it in a ponytail.
Yeah.
And because my front hair is short, when I do it, it's like I went to this website and it's like, do they grade your hair? My hair
Yeah. It
stinks.
stinks. What's wrong with your hair? Thin?
It's just this. My hairs are just thin. They're not like my beard hair.
No,
is thick,
I have thick hair.
Yeah.
When I donated mine, I cut like 5. Erica cut 5 off of me, and they were thick boys. Like I just have thick fucking hair, and I hate it because when I grow it out, it just kind of grows this way. Because my buddy Austin, he's got kind of like it's called like fine hair.
Fine hair.
He can slick it back, and he looks all cool. I grow mine, and it just grows out because it's so thick, and it just stays on. I hate it. I'm jealous of your style of hair. All right, so you're taking Tefon. You're screwed in there. We haven't talked about Guido Connetti versus
I don't love
Montino.
that fight or that pick. Like I'm not like I would never. I wouldn't do what you want to bet on that. It wouldn't.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me for Mirzakhanov to dust him.
Sure. Let's quickly go to Guido Connetti versus Chris Montino because this is a dumpster fight. This fight stinks. Montino's famous for getting the shit kicked out of him. Guido Connetti hasn't won a fight since like 2002. He's 50 years old. I think
he's 43, which is
43
crazy.
years old. No, he's in his 40s. Yeah, he's in his 40s. And I looked at Montino before he fought Sean, obviously, and I just wasn't impressed. I know he got called up short notice, took the fight, was a punching bag in there. Obviously, shows some durability, but he's been knocked out before. Guido just stinks. Guido's going to have a good 2 minutes, and that's it. I guess Montino by decision is plus 240. That's your best bet there. He is the favorite. Montino by KO plus 300. I guess I'd take him by decision, or I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stay away from this fight. Low level fights like this make me want to go. No, barf, pass. What's your take?
This is Chris Mutino absorbs 15.81 strikes per minute. I've never ever seen anything like that.
He's so bad.
I mean, that's just that one fight, so the numbers are skewed.
The numbers are skewed, but still, the guy stinks.
Look, I'm glad we're kind of talking this one out. We had recently another it was only 2 or 3 cards ago. There was like a 30 or maybe like a 42-year-old, and he got smoked 135er. Yeah. It's somebody that's been in the game forever. I'm just drawing a blank on it, but he got his ass kicked. I'm just not going to bet on a 42, 43-year-old. December. Okay, so he's 42.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I think prop wise, we're looking at Caesars. So
I switched over to DraftKings. I don't think many people use Caesars right now. So
I just go to Best Fight Odds, so I look at all.
Oh, okay, there you go. You look at them all. There you go.
Yep.
Shout out Best Fight Odds. Great website.
Yep, it's nice and once you get used to it, it's super easy.
Yeah.
So. But I just usually like at DraftKings, FanDuel, any of the domestic books. I have a Bet Online account, but I don't use it often. Yeah, I think overs. I think you're good on the overs here.
It's crazy.
UFC
caliber fighters. We got a 42-year-old who's 8-6, and we got Chris Montino who's young, but as a punch bag, he's 9-5. I mean, these aren't records you look at. And I could be eating my words. This could be fight of the night. It could be a big fucking knee, but it's just a dumpster fight. I hate this fight. I have no idea why this isn't the first fight of the night, and it's the fun. But yeah,
I forget.
Go ahead.
I was going to tell you, I had like one lukewarm take about this card, and it was like when I looked at it, it was the first thing I thought. One of these 3 contender series guys is going to win.
Yeah.
And then one of these top 3 on the card, one of these top 3 favorites is going to lose.
Gotcha. That's your
lukewarm take? I just feel like
one of the top 3 favorites, would Sellensberger be in that favorite? Or are you talking like
about the top
Sadiq, Song, Magomed?
Song, and Magomed. One of those 3 is gonna lose.
Oh man. Now you're making people upset. And I'm one of them because I picked chalk. I'm a chalk donkey. Got all 3 of those at chalk. I can't go against Ankalaev. I can see Song losing. He's young. But God, he's got a fucking chin on him, dude. I just don't see how Marlon's going to hit him, and Marlon's going to get tired. And Sadiq's my guy.
Jimmy Rivera, he's knocked out.
Yeah.
God,
Jimmy Rivera was 24 years old and a little fucking stud. He's only got 1 UFC loss to my guy, Kyler Phillips.
But Jimmy Rivera?
Jimmy Rivera didn't have any of that. Jimmy, that's what I'm saying. Song Yadong's 24, and he only has one loss to Kyler. Marlon, I'm glad that he has some kind of awareness where he says, this is it. I got to fucking perform. I got to go out there. I got to perform. I like the awareness factor of him. I do. Sometimes guys act like it's not a big deal when they're on a losing skid. Yeah, he's on a losing skid. He could be on a 5-fight losing streak, right? Because the auto fight went his way, but 3 finishes. He got, Sandhagen knocked him out, wheel kick. Okay, that can happen. Look good against Merab. Almost finished Merab. That was a 10-8 round until Merab battled back because he gassed. And then Rob Font put him down because he took the Rob Font fight like 6 months after the goddamn Sandhagen knockout. Like, you got to rest your brain. The guy's only 33 and he's getting finished left and right. Obviously Henry Cejudo TKO'd him, finished him back in the day as well. So he starts off hot. I see him coming out hot. Why have all these muscles if you're not going to have cardio? I don't get it. So that scares me.
Big oxygen.
That's right. A lot of blood got to pump those muscles. That's why I stay so lean, dude. That's why I'm just fucking look at it. Look at these elbows. I had to get smacked by one of those guys. You stay lean. You stay lean, Christian. Lean on me. Timbo's in Atlantic City. I've been seeing some pictures of him. He just texted the dog theme song. The I'm a dog or what is it? What did he say? Oh yeah, I'm the dog, the big bad dog. Yeah, he's at a bachelor party. Shout out Timbo. That's why he's not on. Just getting wasted at a bachelor party. When's the last time you went on a bachelor party, Christian?
Within the last year.
Really?
Went to Austin, Texas. It was when you're as old as me, it's not like it used to be. There's like people start out talking about calling up strippers. I'm like, I'm setting my alarm to go to bed by that time.
Eesh. My bachelor party. So my bachelor party, I had vacation from work. One. Yeah, so I kind of didn't either. So planned to go to Nashville, right? Had all these guys lined up, had rooms lined up, everything like that. A buddy from out of town bought a plane ticket, everything like that. And then a couple of my buddies who were in my wedding couldn't go. I'm like, well, fuck, now we got to. And then Erica had to get emergency gallbladder surgery. So I'm like, well, I can't go now, right? So then everything got shut down. My buddy from New York, was pissed, obviously, rightfully so. So then we just, like, a couple weeks later, many weeks later, we go out in Cincinnati, stay at my buddy's place, and then we go to the Bengals game the next day. Bengals play the Seahawks at Paul Brown. Great comeback. We beat them. It was awesome. But Saturday night, we went out, and there's a strip club in Newport, Kentucky, which is basically Cincinnati.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Brass Ass, and the women there aren't what we call top quality, okay? And we might call them pregnant while they're dancing. And we used to go there like kind of drunk as a young guy, going in there and thought it was funny. I go in there, I'm sober as a ghost. I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here. Of course, my buddies buy me a dance. Go over there, yeah, she'll dance you. This girl's got a C-section scar. She's fucking smells like cigarettes. And she puts me down. She starts dancing on me. She's like, you can touch me. You can touch whatever you want. Man. I'm like, nah. I'm getting married. I can't do that. It's okay. And they pay for 3 dances. After one dance, I'm like, you know what? They paid you already. Here's $20. Thank you. I just couldn't do it. And I look at him like, we gotta go. This is, even if she was like the hottest chick in the world, I can't. This is not for me. My buddy had a bachelor party recently. I didn't get to go, but they like planned like a golf trip, and they ran an Airbnb, and all of us were to stay in an Airbnb. I'm like, dude, I'm 34 with 2 children. I'm not sleeping on the fucking floor. I'm going to get my own spot. Like if I go, I'm going to get my own spot then, but we can't go. All right, back to the fights. Caceres for Sadiq. I think we're both on that, right? Both Sadiq.
Yep.
Okay. Caceres and Darling.
You picked Sungwoo Choi as your mortal last time who fought Caceres,
yes.
And you're going right back to, he was my mortal too. It's just, I couldn't pick him because you did, but so you're going right back to the well.
Right back to the well. And I have faded Caceres quite a bit. I've also been on his side quite a bit too. He was a slight underdog against Chase Hooper. I mean, that was like fucking stealing money. I just think Sadiq is explosive. I think he's fucking powerful. I think the Arnold Allen fight was super close. He was winning the first round, got dropped, lost the first round, got dropped.
If he didn't get dropped.
It won that third round big. Allen faded. And Sadiq has, he's been dropped another time in the UFC. So chin is up in the air. Caceres doesn't hit that hard. I think Caceres has a better ground game, submission game, but I just don't think he's going to be able to take him there unless he drops him and then rushes in and Caceres gets a choke, which could fucking happen. But I like Sadiq. I think Sadiq's a fucking stud. I really, really do. Khalil Roundtree versus Carl Robertson. A lot of people like Khalil. We're both on Robertson here. What's your take on this one? Why on Robertson?
I actually think Robertson's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if underrated is the right word. Maybe rated properly.
Sure.
I think he's actually more skilled on the ground than people give him credit for. I think if he goes for a leg lock against Khalil Roundtree, he'll take that leg home with him. He does he's got 9 wins and 3 of them are via sub. At 3 of them, he might have 3 UFC subs.
Great rear naked choke as well. Rear naked choke, very powerful. I'm looking at DraftKings right now. Carl Robinson to win by submission plus 800. That's 8-1 for him to win by submission because Khalil Roundtree's never been submitted in the UFC because they match him up with strikers. Robertson, also a former K1 kickboxing, middling, very middle of the road kickboxer, but likes to stand up. But if this fight gets dirty and it gets to the ground, Carl Robertson locks up a neck 8-1. Yeah, whoa. I'm gonna write that down in my book right here, baby.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think Robertson's better on the feet too. So it's
really now that's a take. You lead with that take because I don't think he's better on the feet.
Well, I mean, Khalil has that, unique Muay Thai style when he uses it, but sometimes he uses barely anything.
Right.
He's not super high output. I mean, you and I both got fooled by Modestus Bukauskas, but he probably wouldn't have won any fights in the UFC if that guy didn't fall right out the cage.
Right. Well, he did not. Bukauskas did knock out. Oh, no, that was Chechio. Sorry. I get Bukauskas and Alessio Chechio mixed up all the time. But yeah, you're right. He would. I think it was Michailidis that fell out of the cage, wasn't it?
No.
Really?
I think it was. I thought it might have been. I'll never forget it because I had a round 1 ticket on.
Yeah, I think it was Michailidis. Yeah, it was.
I went up to get something to drink and I came back and.
Yeah, it was Andre Michailidis. He fell out of the cage. Yeah, sure shit was, baby. Then he got knocked out by Jimmy Crute. Olasejchik, split decision loss, and then Khalil. Yeah, so this guy, probably shouldn't be in the UFC. But Khalil Roundtree, again, listen, I can't get this guy right. I think I was against him on Modestus. He lost, or he won, kicked his knee out. Then I'm fucking all in on him on Marcin Prachnio, and he fucking does nothing. Lays an egg. I don't think he has better stand-up. Listen, I was in Atlanta where he was throwing those fucking kicks, but he's had some cardio issues. He did look good at the weigh-ins. Robertson, I think I always say Robertson because there's no.
Well, he just said that. It used to be we all used to call him Robertson. He said something this week.
Yeah, fuck me up because there's no fucking T in it. Anyway, the one thing about him is he tends to quit. But I completely agree with you though that I think this gets to the ground 8-1. I'm gonna play the number and look at this. I got a fortune teller pen right here. Okay, I'm gonna click this. It's gonna tell us if he's gonna win. Will Carl Robertson win by submission? Dude, no way. Fuck. All right, Christian, take that with a grain of salt. Dude, no way. That's the pen.
Look who Robertson has lost to. He's
got an impressive record, dude. He's fought Glover. Brendan
Glover,
Allen, he did well.
Brendan Allen.
He did well against Brendan Allen. And so he got to the ground.
Exactly.
Embarrassed by Vittori. Kopylov was a guy I was heavy on coming into the UFC. He fucking put him on skates and choked him out 3rd round. Wellington Turman, who's not the greatest in the world, but is kind of tough to fight, split decision. He beat that one, won that fight. Lost to Glover Teixeira. And UFC debut against, he was a contender series fight too. That's right. He knocked out Span in like 15 seconds.
Listen. Losses are arm triangles. I don't.
Khalil,
it's just Khalil. I don't think has a. Yeah, he's not gonna teep kick his knee and break it. I just don't really, and that's what Khalil. So you're flipping a coin if good Khalil or bad Khalil even shows up. So you got to start with that. I think Robertson rolls here. Honestly, I didn't have you looked into this even more deeply than I did. Yeah.
He grew. So when I did my pick 'em, or when I broke this on the Anik, it was like dead even. It was like minus 115, minus 105. And now Khalil's plus 110 and Roberson's minus 130. So the line is moving, which is surprising. Maybe a lot of people are listening to you and you're sharp and they're like, put money on him. All right, let's go to Dober Mckinney. This is the one that I picked McKinney as a dog. When I broke it down, it was a plus 250.
This is the one my mom was texting me about this fight.
What did she say?
Watches the fights. She looked at the line. I'll read
It's
exactly
moves. Incredible. It's crazy.
She said Dober versus McKinney odds have me confused. Am I missing something? McKinney has been on fire.
Yeah. So he opened up as a huge dog, 2-1 or whatever it was. And then now he's quickly at 145 is last time I checked, plus 145. Still a dog, still a nice little dog number there. I think Vegas they're not going to give you a 9-1 by submission. By submission's 5-1.
Not again.
Not again. Nice. They're not gonna let us hit that again. But so McKinney 5-1 by submission. Listen, Drew Dober, the blueprint's out there to beat him. You know what I mean? And McKinney has that blueprint. The only thing is, what does McKinney do after the first round? Comes out with his fucking hair on fire, ready to go. What does he do after the first round? You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. He faded bad in the Woodson fight, but again, that was at 145. He's a pretty big kid for 115. He looked bigger than Dober. Dober looked like he had a little rough weight cut. I know Dober's jacked. He looked lean like he always does, but stepping on the scale, he looked a little kind of like weary. You know, I mean, that might not mean anything. Maybe he always has a bad weight cut, but Dober's been taken down and submitted multiple times. And the one thing I see a lot in MMA, and I brought this up on the podcast, was when guys fight the highest level guys. So Dober's been in there with Islam, lasted to the third round, did fairly well, got up a few times. He's probably coming into this going, you know what? I've been in there with Islam. If I can handle Islam for 3 rounds, I can handle this kid. And maybe that's a good way to think about it. But sometimes McKinney could jump on you quick enough and Dober might not know what the fuck happened.
I love how you get into Dober's head, and that's how he's thinking.
I'm trying
not that he can be thinking, I've lost 2 in a row. I need to take, I'm ready for this, for whatever's coming at me.
I don't, because the Riddell fight was such a good fight, and he's such a good looking kid that even if he loses 4 in a row, the UFC might be like, okay, we're going to give you one more chance. This isn't definitely the last straw for Dober here. And he's fighting a young kid on short notice.
Riddell isn't, I mean, most
people, right. Those are good fucking losses. Right. 100%. And he has a Beneil Dariush loss on his record as well. He was smacking Dariush around that fight till it went to the ground. And he got submitted. And I think that's how you beat fucking Dober, and the Brad Riddell fight was amazing. I had Dober in that fight. Got it wrong. They both rocked each other, and then Dober's chin is just like this fucking big. You can't hurt the guy. But McKinney also has some power, but I see him coming out here wrestling, but I think a good way to play this would be McKinney finish first round. Because if he gets out of the first round, what is he going to do? He swears he's got cardio for days, but we've heard that before, right? Yeah,
I mean, you can't believe him or deny. I mean, we haven't seen it, so it's hard to really. I mean, everybody talks about him fading, which I mean, if you've never fought at that level, it's like you've never done this activity for that. You can't practice.
Sure.
Like actual, it's like anything. Like you don't practice at game speed.
Right.
So I would like to think that McKinney, especially the way he fights, like nobody could keep up the pace he keeps up for, really much more than a round.
Right.
The thing you said it. I mean, this was my main thing and why I think Dober can win this fight and why I think Dober will win this fight. He lasted with Islam for that long, and you've seen in every other one of Islam's fight, he's finishing people in the first round. So I don't think he wasn't trying or something like that, or it's like, oh, let me try to smish instead.
Yeah.
But
you're picking Dober. Your mom is on McKinney. I'm on McKinney.
She was unsure, but if she's listening,
sounded like she might have been on McKinney because she was confused by the line. It's like, wait, this kid's on fire. Why is he a dog?
Exactly.
She might like that dog money.
She looked at the line and she's like, she's like, McKinney should be the favorite.
Who's Molly like? Who's Molly taking? Do you
I
know
don't know.
yet?
She hasn't done them yet. No.
Okay.
I'm sure
I'll say, so you and
her are always like 90% the same.
Right. So you got 3 people that in your life that love you the most, that are all on McKinney, and you're on and you're on Dober. What's the reason? Is he because he's so good looking? Like, what's going on?
I can be a sucker. I've noticed this. It's something I'm trying to get better at. But the fighters that, especially the ones that live in Denver, live 5-10 minutes from me.
Okay, yeah.
I've noticed that like I have this, for whatever reason, this, like, I don't know him. I've never seen Dober at the 7-Eleven or the wherever I'm going to dinner tonight.
You would remember if you've seen him too, because
man. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have to cover Molly's eyes.
Yeah. Molly, get in the car, Molly, get in the car.
Yes. Yeah, so tell me then. Okay. So I think Dober can win in the second round, the third round.
Yes.
I don't see this fight going to a decision. I think Dober's going to knock him out. How do you think McKinney's going to win this? You think he's going to sub Dober?
I think he could. Yes. I think his rear naked choke is really good. Every fight that has hit the ground with McKinney that I have seen, he gets the back at some point. He did it with Woodson. Woodson defended well. Dober's going to defend well. He doesn't have the best takedown defense, but he is pretty safe on the ground for the most part. But McKinney hunts for it. He'll hunt for it for 4 minutes. McKinney also has big power too. And I think Dober a lot of times leads with his chin, likes to get in there, likes to mix it up. McKinney could surprise him with a punch, put him down, get a neck. McKinney is very, very good on the ground. However, like I said, on the Anik show, you just have to pick a side. You can't do props. I think the way to play this fight would be you go McKinney first, live bet it for sure. Go McKinney first round finish, because I think that's the only way he wins.
Well,
he's got to prove it otherwise. And then after the first round, you hammer Dober.
DraftKings has those like pre-baked parlays, and you could play Terrence McKinney and under 1.5. Shit, you could play McKinney. I did it I played McKinney, I think under a half a round. I did that with Jamal Hill too, and he finished 237. I was like, oh, bastard.
So Timbo, and are you a South Park guy? I know Timbo is, right? I'm not either.
No.
But I know, I kill Kenny. So whoever makes these DraftKings parlays is pretty funny. It says the special is, oh my God, they killed McKinney. Drew Dober to win by KO, TKO, and under 1.5 total rounds, plus 225. That's not a bad bet. That's
under
a nice little bet. Under 1.5. You don't like under 1.5? I like one under 1.5. Plus 225. I like that. Because there's not going to decision. I don't think Dober's going to win.
Under 1.5 at even
really?
Money.
You know what? You're
well, I think McKinney scrambles. Like if he gets Dober really out of position, I see that sub. McKinney has had.
You seem like a Bryce Mitchell don't trust the government guy. You don't trust these books. You're very untrust. Yeah, the reason they're boosting these is because no one's playing it. You're a sucker. That's sucker.
Yeah, they're just moving money to where they want money. Yeah, those are sucker bets. Yeah, I hate those things.
I love them. I fucking love them. I want to get sponsored so I can start making these fucking things.
What's Dober inside the distance? We'll see.
Tell me.
We'll see how good that line is.
Let's see how it is.
Dober inside the distance on the plus 130, plus 140. Fuck, just give me plus 100 under 1.5.
I like that. I like that.
Dober, he turned Brad Riddell into some sort of like D1 wrestler with one huge left hand.
Exactly. Yeah, but he got taken 5 times against Brad Riddell, the fucking kickboxer. Here's what I think the best thing to do, and I unfortunately cannot do this. Maybe I will. No, I don't think I can do it. I was gonna say I've always wanted to watch a fight in Indiana with my buddies, and so I can just live bet. McKinney's probably gonna win that first round, and he's probably gonna look goddamn good doing it, right? Dober's gonna blow up. That's when you fucking hammer him. You know what I mean? Listen, we're here to make you money. I think that's how you play this fight. Definitely a live betting situation.
Great fight, though. I'm most excited for these
100%.
These two fights, and
the main card is absolutely insane. The main card, I love. I love a lot of these fights, if I'm being honest with you, because the next fight we already did Silva Pereira. We got to bet on that. Yep. Selensberger Fletcher, which were both opposite. That's also a really good fight. That's the featured prelim. I'm on Selensberger, but I will admit, I think the line's a little off. Fletcher has fought nobody. Selensberger has wins in the UFC, but he's fought nobody. His one guy that he fought in the UFC, Chaos Williams, he has a close decision loss to. Fletcher coming from that gladiator camp. He's got little itty bitty arms. I just think he's going to get tired. I think he's very explosive. And after that, he's probably going to have a pretty good first round. And then Salisbury, who puts a lot of pace, a lot of volume, is eventually going to take over. And he's fucking massive for 170 as well. Fletcher's like a little short ball of muscle. He's got a 67-inch reach, man. And Salisbury has what? A 75-inch reach. It's crazy. So how do you see this going? Just wrestling, I guess? Fletcher wrestling?
Yep. See, you already know. Yeah, I was going to say that reach doesn't matter when you're on top of somebody. Yeah, that's how I see it going. Obviously, you know, I probably wouldn't have picked any of the Contender Series guys, but I had my premonition that one will win. And I think Fletcher especially, look, these guys are both around like the same level. They're both, you know, Semmelsberger hasn't really, I mean, he did fight Chaos Williams, and that's, you know, I do respect that. But other than that, he hasn't done anything. Fletcher's done what he has to do. It's your job is to crush tomato cans. Then, you know, he's the best can crusher in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yep.
So you give me two guys that I think are about the same. And there's one that's a significantly better wrestler, somebody that I think can take someone down and hold them down with those little short arms he has. Just stick right on top of him. I think Fletcher, especially, you know, up, I don't know what he's at right now, probably around plus 170.
Yeah, he's still dog money. I'm looking at props right now. Okay. I tell you what, this prop that's jumping out at me, I saw this today at work. Because I don't think either guy's going to finish either guy. I think it's going to be a very close fight. I do see Fletcher fading in the later rounds, obviously. So for Matt Selinsberger to win by split or majority decision, 1,300, and for AJ Fletcher to win by split majority decision, 2,200. I think it's going to be a close enough fight. It's going to be a close enough fight where we're going to be like, well, he landed the takedown, Selinsberger landed the more strikes.
Yeah, I love that read.
There's only one fucking judge that's messing it up, dude. You're giving me 13 to 20, 22 to 1.
Just put a quarter unit on each of them.
I mean, why not?
Sprinkle
I need a new fucking office chair. I hurt my back today at work, and this thing is old, man. And that
lumbar support.
I need to get an ergonomic to curve this spine for me. But yeah, I think this could be an incredibly close fight. I
like that. Yeah, I love those bets.
Those are great bets. Yeah, they don't hit very often, but listen, 22 to 1 with Fletcher winning the decision, because I think these guys are evenly matched. Obviously, if you look at the record, Selinsberger's been in the UFC longer. Both former football players. Fucking AJ Fletcher got a scholarship to LSU and somehow didn't work out, and he went to another program. That's fucking big time. LSU.
Probably those arms.
That's where I think it was like a linebacker or something. That's where my quarterback went. Okay. That's where Joe Burrow, that's where he went. That's a big deal. Let's see here. All right, I got to write this down before I forget it.
Yeah, I'm going to bet that too.
Yeah. That's too
I wish I would have, I didn't look into, you know, a lot of times when we do the podcast and we're planning on doing it, that's like, I've already looked through all the bets and stuff, and I had barely looked through them this week.
Yeah. I've been obviously since whenever I do. That's one of the really good things about when I do the Anakin Florian is we do it Sunday, right? So it's like I'm dive in on right after the fights. I'm up Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then once I dive into the ones that we talk about, but then I do the whole card, and I'm just like I feel like I'm seeing it so well. All right, so you're on Fletcher, I'm on Selinsberger there. That's good. JJ Aldridge versus Julian Robertson. I think we're split on this. I don't have a strong read either way. I just picked the dog in Aldridge. Robertson taking this fight on short notice. Aldridge is tough to get out of there. This fight will go to decision, I think. I mean,
well, you get good money on that because it's like minus 150 over 2.5, I think.
Yeah, I don't think either's going to.
I've heard the other podcasts say that wasn't an original thought.
No,
over 2.5. Yeah, minus. Yeah. Caesars, shout out Caesar Sportsbook, minus 125 over 2.5 rounds.
That's a good number. Because listen, Robertson, Aldridge is just always in the fight. She's been finished one goddamn time. Julian Robertson, good at submissions, but she's not blowing the roof off, right? Aldridge is training with Rose, who's good on the ground, and she had Miranda Maverick in this camp. You know, Julian Robertson taking on short notice could be a cardio issue. I like the fight to go to the decision. I took Aldridge just basically on the fact that she was a slight dog. And I just don't have a strong lean either way. Don't want to get too invested in women's MMA. It has burned me in the past.
Look, if you're an Aldridge backer, if you like Aldridge, she can't finish anybody. I don't even know if she even has a finish. Not since I've seen her fight, but you can get her by decision at plus 215 on DraftKings. Nice. She's not going to fit. How's she going to finish Julian Robertson? Not gonna sub her.
Well, she has a finish outside the UFC, right? She a couple finishes in outside the UFC, but no one against no one good. You're right. And then she's been finished once by Macy, and the rest decision, wins or losses. I'm rocking with Aldridge here. Again, I might not bet it, even though that line you just sped out was pretty juicy. Because you're right, she's not going to finish. Let's move on. Let's just move on. That's not a good fight. Let's go Trevin 5-star Jones, who's got blonde hair. So I'm going against my system. But Javid Basharat, which I believe how you pronounce his name, I don't know. Contender series guy. I know you don't like your contenders, but I like this kid. I like him. I'm betting him straight. Why? Because
this was the guy that beat up that 43-year-old Israeli guy who called him a terrorist, right?
Was
yes.
he? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, this is him.
I know they had some bad blood. I wasn't sure who he beat up, but yeah.
Yeah, Oran Kalon. Yeah. He called him a terrorist because he's from like Afghanistan.
He's 37, okay, not 43, and he was undefeated. Okay, so put respect on Basharat's name, bro. He beat an undefeated fighter, dude. Come on. No, I looked at this kid's tape before that. Before the I didn't know him before the contenders, but he looks pretty good. His ground and pound is serious. All his wins are by finish. And he's not going to get tired. He's aggressive. His takedowns are okay. I think his defense is really good. He moves in and out really well. But when he gets you down and he lands fucking bombs on you and he lands good ground and pound, opens up submissions, opens up everything. He's very well rounded. Trevin Jones has never won a fight that he's winning the whole time. The guy gets the shit kicked out of him the entire time and then lands a fucking bomb, which is crazy. Is his previous fights before the UFC, he wasn't known as like this huge puncher, right? Timor Valley, that fight got overturned because of weed or whatever, but get dominated 10-8 the first round, came back, crushed him. Same thing with Batista, who's had some chin issues. I think Basharat here is going to cruise. I really do. I think Trevin Jones is not that good. People say he has a good ground game. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good wrestling. We'll find out. I like Basharat here to probably cruise to a decision, win every round, 30-27. I'm playing him straight. I don't think I'm gonna dive in any props on this one. That's a straight wager, babe.
I don't think this will go the distance. I don't know what.
Okay.
I do think there'll be a finish here. Because Trevin Jones he's gonna lose the first round, so I think he's gonna be behind. I mean, and I don't know how hot Basharat's gonna come out. A lot of these, the contender series guys, they don't come out like they did on the contender series most of the time. Sure. So you just can't gain a whole lot from watching that show. I like watching it, but it's hard to take anything away from it. Since Jones has been in the UFC, every single fight has been a finish. So Bautista's hard to finish. Valiev's not easy to finish.
Bautista's not he's not that hard to finish.
I guess he's a little bit chinny.
He's been hurt. He's been hurt before. Sandhagen armbarred him, and then I guess he's only. Maybe I'd take that back. He's only been finished twice.
But he gets rocked. He gets rocked, just like Trevin Jones does.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So the Kakramanov fight, though, that was that insane run of canceled fights that he had. So he had been on weight. Let's see, 724, 731, 821. Canceled fight against Mana Martinez, and then he goes and fight. He goes from fighting Mana Martinez, who's just a straight brawler, to Saeed Kakramanov. You're fighting an OV. He's the guy's at that point, I'm sure, fighting for a paycheck. Because these guys don't make shit. They have to keep fighting. That's a fight I can't put a lot of stock into because I can kind of get where he was at.
Sure. And when I capped this fight, I really didn't put too much stock in that fight anyway, because I completely agree with you. You can't go from Mana Martinez, who is strictly going to bang out with you, to a fucking stud OV wrestler, grappler who's going to choke you out. You just can't. And at that point, you're right. He had so many canceled fights. He's like, fuck, dude, I've been in camp for 3 months. I got to pay for something. Fuck it. Let's go. I just think I'm high on Basharat. I mean, I know we label these guys contender series guys. He would have made it to the UFC without the contender series. I guarantee it. I just think his pace and just his overall game is better than Trevin Jones. So we're split on that one again.
You're starting to convince me though. You and Timbo have really, because I blanket look at the contender series. This dude's only 26. He hasn't, I mean, I don't know what. Oh my gosh, he fought a guy that was 2-39.
Yeah. Someone needs to tell. See, we have some guys over in the tri-state area here that literally they're like 3-40. And I go, what commission? They're pros, right? What commission is giving these guys fights, right? They get paid to come in. Just right. Kentucky, Ohio, they're all Indiana. They get paid to come in because they're like, oh, this guy's really good. We have confidence this guy that he could make something. No one wants to fight him that's good because they don't want to have a loss on the record. No one wants to have a hard fight against a really good guy for $500. So they call the 3-40 guy to come get his ass kicked for a little bit extra scratch. But no, Basharat though, listen, he's again, 2-39. It's a terrible record. Wisham Manaka is a decent fighter. And then the fight that Alexander Besher-Koravanli, fucking nailed that name, from the Ukraine. Shout out Ukraine, 14-2. He darced him up. That was a really good fight. And then obviously he beat up that old racist guy on the contender series. I think he's very good. I do. And Trevin Jones, again, as long as he doesn't get caught, Trevin Jones, as long as Basharat doesn't get caught by Jones, I think it's going to be cruising for a bruising. All right, Damon Jackson versus Kamela Kirk. We're split on this one. I'm actually very confident in Kamela Kirk.
It's going to be a bloodbath for one of us this week.
That's another. I only have 2 straight bets on this card just because of the way the lines are. I'm putting a lot on the slime ball, yada yada, and I had to take a lot of money out to pay for the fridge. Basharat number 1, Kirk number 2. Straight plays. Probably we're looking at unis each. Maybe I might read because Kamela Kirk, last time I checked, he was a straight pick 'em. Has that moved?
Just parlay him with parlay him. You get him right down to even money.
Yeah, I could do that.
Ankalaev.
Well, I could do Ankalaev. Yes,
he's an absolute lock.
Or I could go Basharat, who I was just talking about. I could parlay those guys. A nice little number.
Parlay Basharat. I'll see what it is.
There it is.
Basharat and
put it in your little computer machine. Put it in
now. Give me
Zach Johnson. Christian, what's your 3 favorite props of my card, my guy? 3 favorite props in the card from Zach Johnson, who's got a fucking dope profile picture. I don't even know what that is.
The Syracuse orange.
Syracuse orange. Hey, Syracuse orange. There you go.
God, my 3 favorite props. That's what I said. Normally, I do this stuff when we do the podcast. I have all this stuff. Well, obviously, Robertson sub because it's like plus 1,000.
Yep. You like Aldridge and Robertson over 2.5, right? We were mentioning that.
I like that. I think I think the better play though, if you're Aldridge, if you really think Aldridge is going to win, take her 2-1 by decision. Yeah. And I wish Zach, you would have sent that to me before the show.
He's unprepared, Zach. We had audio issues. But yeah, so
I'll get back to you. I'll look for one more that I really like.
Yeah, you're the prop guy. I like Robertson by submission 8-1, and I like what happened to my light? My light's all bright. There you go. Cool now. And I like Selmsberger by split, which is 13-1, and I like Kamela Kirk by decision. I think he's gonna stop out Damon Jackson, but I think Damon Jackson's gonna hang tough. Damon the Demon is what his nickname is. What is Kirk by decision? Kamela Kirk to win by a decision plus 250. Ooh, by submission plus. Well, Kamela Kirk is good on the ground, but Damon Jackson, he'll hang out with us. Damon Jackson is good on the ground as well. So submission's probably not looking good. I like Kamela Kirk. I think he's a good wrestler. I think he's competent on the ground. He took a fight on short notice against Murakami. Close fight. Murakami landed takedowns, but I mean, that's a tough debut fight on short notice. Kirk is coming out of Arizona. Real small gym out of Arizona. Usually
KO is another one I like. I was just
Ankalaev KO. Okay, what was that one? Plus money.
He's got 5 rounds. I mean, Santos has been melted recently. I mean, this isn't Johnny Walker that he's fighting. This Ankalaev's going to have some output.
There you go. There's your props right there, baby. Top 3 props from Christian.
I never post on. I'll work on it tonight.
Do something, dude. Get your social media game up.
I know. Man. I'm just lazy.
That play.
I want you to have all the followers.
I want you to have them to send them to me. I don't have any followers. You probably have more followers than I do, don't you?
Maybe on Bet MMA Tips, but
Bet MMA Tips. I haven't posted on there in a little bit.
I know. I'm lazy about that too. Okay, so what was it? Ankalaev and Bashrat. That will get you minus 106. I was hoping to
give me Bashrat and Kirk. What do we got there?
Bashrat and Kirk. That'll get you good plus money.
Hey, Zach. You're goddamn right I do. This fucking guy, this guy, he does not. He likes Silva. So I like Pereira by KO. So
225 on that one.
225, book it. That's going to be another play there for your boy. Now let's quit dodging it here, man. How is Damon Jackson going to beat Kamala Kirk?
He's going to sub him.
You're out of your ass. Sub him. Yeah, he's going to sub him with that hairline.
Yeah, you hate his hairline.
Because he's a good-looking guy. He had a hat on the weigh-ins today. He's got scruff. He's a good-looking dude, and he's got this. Just fucking take it off, dude. You look much better.
I mean, let's see. Yeah, I mean, Mirsad back to Topuria. That I remember that was a kind of a tight line too, but Topuria that knockout was nasty.
Yeah, body head.
Yeah, I've just been impressed with
Damon Jackson.
So
by sub is plus 400. That's not bad. I mean, shit.
The Julian has I don't know if Kirk's ever lost, but who cares if this is low enough level. It doesn't matter if they've. Yeah, I don't think he's been subbed before.
Never been subbed. It's been finished once on the Contenders by Billy Q.
Really
on a
tricky.
Fight that he's looking good.
He's really tricky on the ground. The way he is in scrambles. Nothing. Kirk, he's one of those well-rounded guys that I'm just like, he's good. Good, I guess. I mean, his wins are good. I'm just not high on him. And I'm kind of looking back and I'm like, maybe I'm not giving him enough respect. Bruno Souza. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like Kirk. I think he's just kind of average, pedestrian. And I think that Damon Jackson is better on the ground. Kirk does have the advantage standing, but I don't put much into it. Damon Jackson's going to win this fight. I'll bet you. You want to bet?
Want to bet? Yeah. Zach Johnson. No, Kamala Kirk is actually a short notice. Damon Jackson was supposed to fight Josh Kulabau, and Kirk stepped up. He's had some weeks, not like crazy short notice, like not like 2 weeks or anything, but fairly soon. So we're betting. Is this 40 again? Or are we just going 20? Which one do you want to do?
No, let's do 50 on this one.
50?
I'm confident.
All right. Damon Jackson, you're confident. Okay, $50. Count it. Add it to the books. Sabina Mazza, Miranda Maverick. We're both on Maverick here. I think she's too big, too strong, needs to prove a win. This is UFC going, listen, we gave you 2 up-and-coming bad bitches back-to-back. We kind of want to see where you're at. So now that I think she left Virginia, she's training in Colorado, and Mazzo has just looked weak. And she's not physically strong. She's tall. I see Maverick rolling here big time.
I completely agree.
Completely agree. Yeah, we finally agree on something, dude. And Maverick's going to lose now.
No, she's not going to lose.
We jinxed this. Cody Bruniers versus Dolce Lungabula. We both are on Cody here. I can't believe I made him my dog lock tonight.
Go ahead. Some props I want to look into on them.
Go ahead. Dive into it, babe.
Yeah, but I start listening. It's habit for me just to listen to you and you start talking. So I get distracted. Let's see.
Yeah, interrupt. I guess talk too much. Maverick, some props for Maverick. I like her to win by decision. I do. She just hasn't shown much. She busted up Jojua's nose, but that
the doctor stopped.
So her to win by decision minus 135. I kind of like her to win by TKO as well.
I'd rather play that. That's plus 550, plus 600.
I know.
Yeah, that's the play.
Mazos was a finish by Agapova, who stinks. That's the only time she's been finished. That was by submission, though. But she is not really fighting like killers. Like Shayna Dobson's not going to finish you. JJ Aldridge is not going to finish it. Justine Kitch stinks. Alexis Davis is 1,000. And Agapova is the only one who probably can finish it, but we find out she stinks. So I like Maverick by finishing that. Let's go to Cody Brundage versus Dolce. We both are on Brundage. The guy doesn't have a UFC win. He stinks. Slight underdog. I took him solely based on his wrestling. I think Dolce is going to get exposed in his wrestling a little bit. Guy is bricked up though. God, he looked fucking huge at the weigh-in. Huge. Yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts on this fight?
I had the same. I had the same thought as you. Brundage is a good wrestler. Like he wrestled for 15 minutes with Maximov. We've seen that Maximov can wrestle. Got his ass kicked by William Knight, but he seems smaller than William Knight. Now he's bigger.
Yeah, well, so William Knight fight, I believe, was at 205. This is at 85.
Oh, that was the Contender Series one. I
Contender Series, and Brundage looked pretty good with it. About 2 minutes, he took him down, had William Knight flatten out, like rain and blows down, but he got tired, and William Knight is just all muscle, so he just stood the fuck up. Cody's tired, gets knocked out. I'm not high on either guy. I just think Dolce, big, powerful guy, he doesn't really have the best like technique in the world. And I really don't think his punching power is like overwhelmingly great, even though he's jacked. I see Cody just taking him to a decision here, possibly submission, but I see a decision play here for Cody, which let's see what that is.
Okay. Yeah. On this level, Dolce doesn't, he doesn't have finishing power. Like those are what we call popcorn muscles. They're just
popcorn, beach muscles. Yeah. Cody Brundage by decision is plus 240. I think that's the way. Just tape study this. I'm giving it to Lunga. Oh, so Zach's against us. He's giving it to Lungabula.
Yeah. What did he say? I had I'll just look at the comments.
He just tape study this. He's giving it to Lungabula. Lungabula. The only thing I'll give him, besides a better body, he has a better competition. He actually has UFC wins. He's in there Ankalaev to get knocked out to the third round. Decision Barriot lost to him, but it was a competitive fight. Wins over Marcus Perez, not in the UFC anymore, and then Daquan Townsend, who, stinks. But
Zach, how do you see him winning?
Zach, tell us how you see us winning.
Knocking him out. He's a worse wrestler.
Right. Maybe I'll play that prop. Tell us how he's going to win, and we'll look at that prop. But yeah, what is it? He's not bad on the ground. He's not bad on the ground. Okay. All right, Zach. All right, Zach Johnson.
Yeah, but he's
Syracuse Owens.
He's gonna get eaten up by Brundage. I don't know if Brundage will sub him, but he'll stay on top.
I think this is gonna come down to if Cody can fucking go for 3 rounds. His cardio failed him in the past. The Maximov fight, he was all grappling. He slowed down, looked competitive. Maximov took it over, gassed in the William Knight fight, which I believe was a short notice replacement of the Contenders. Married to Amanda Bobby Cooper, who is very beautiful, I think. Probably gets his cardio up in the bedroom with her. Hopefully she doesn't wear him out too much. Am I right, fellas? And I just think it's going to be a wrestling situation here. I think Dolce, I don't know. We'll see. But if Cody tires, basically, I think Cody competition is not as good. That's true. I can't argue with that. All right. Guido Connetti versus Chris Montino. We already talked about that. And we already talked about Teflon. We went through the card again, dude. This main card is absolutely stacked. I wanted to go an hour with you. We're at an hour 03. I got to admit something. I have been a little distracted because we finally got your audio to work. You look great. You sound great. It's a relief off my shoulders. Now everyone could eat a butt when they say, "Oh, Christian's audio is." Now Timbo's got the worst audio. You know what I mean? And his audio is not bad, but he's got the worst. Get on Timbo. All right, buddy. Listen, I think my daughter is watching Turning Red, which is a Disney movie that just came out today. So I gotta go. I don't have kids, so I don't know what that is. Yeah, I gotta go act like I'm interested in that. But fights are going to be tomorrow. They are going to be awesome. Everyone, let's win some money, huh? Even though Christian's against me on everything, let's win some money.
Hey, one of us is winning money tomorrow.
We're winning some money tomorrow, goddammit. All right, I'll see you, bud.